Hello everybody, here we are again. This time I'm going to talk first about Bitcoin's chart and predictions, and then we'll take a look at the highlights for September. If you've been following my videos, maybe you remember that I said a few times that we're getting close to a very special and auspicious conjunction, and that's of Bitcoin's progressed sun with the lucky and expansive planet Jupiter. This will be more effective beginning of next year, and it lasts for about a year and a half, but this will bring more expansion, fame, and popularity. I talk more about it in detail in my video of Bitcoin pre-halving predictions. I'm not sure if I also mentioned that a big new chapter is coming for Bitcoin. You can see that on the map. I had to enlarge the map a little bit so you can see it, but the green arrow is showing Jupiter and the red arrow is pointing to Bitcoin's progressed sun at 28 degrees of Capricorn, 28-26. And this means, and I'm pretty positive about this because I'm working with this chart for over 35 years. Well, I'm pretty positive that in about a year and a half, that brings us to March 2025, Bitcoin's progressed sun will change sign from Capricorn to Aquarius. When the progressed sun changes sign, this is a big deal because it shows a brand new chapter that it will last for 30 years. Now, I don't want to make you too optimistic, and remember that this is not a financial advice. But anyhow, this to me is really good news and I'm super excited. And I'm saying that because I have to explain that to you. In Capricorn, let's say that was for a person, it shows someone or something that tries to get established, but also needs to follow the rules. But in Aquarius, this shows the possibility that Bitcoin will be more unique, it will probably separate from the rest, and there is a great chance to become very popular and widely accepted. Aquarius represents freedom, but its nature and its aim is to service society. There is also a downside of Aquarius, and that indicates sudden changes and disruptions. But I don't see this coming until 2028, a year after next Bitcoin's halving. But for that, we have enough time to talk about it. I have a short announcement to make that I'm not going to be able to do any personal charts in November and December because I would like to start getting ready to move, and I've been in the same place for 20 years, so I have so many things to do. So if you like your personal horoscope and predictions, you can get in touch with me. My email is in the description. Now back to September and Bitcoin. I started preparing this video yesterday on the 28th, and early in the morning, bad news on YouTube. News such as Bitcoin will collapse in September, SEC is going after all NFTs, Americans lost crypto, and the list was going on. It's strange, but the same afternoon, the news changed. Grayscale, good news, and for Grayscale ETF approval, and Elon's request for crypto license, I believe, brought a very nice spike. Of course, I had to go back and look at Bitcoin's chart and see once more what was happening. And there are quite a few aspects to Bitcoin's Mercury these days. Mercury stands for communication, news, and information. One of them is the opposition to Uranus, which points out to many sudden news. Probably good news for Bitcoin because there is also an auspicious aspect of Mars to Mercury. Well, the same happened last month when I was ready to do August video. There were so many videos pointing out to a bull run, but I didn't look, for me it didn't look anything good until the 23rd and the 24th that I mentioned that in my video, and that's what actually happened. So have in mind that Mercury is still retrograde in September until the 16th. So many news and announcements that we hear, and also decisions that are made during the Mercury retrograde, may change or get revised. September is a month that it will be tense the first week, but it's also a month with many opportunities, new plans, and personal improvement. There are some really good days for Bitcoin, but also a warning, and that's because the last part of the month there are some challenging aspects that point out to events that will probably bring confusion, uncertainty, and a drop to the markets, but also to Bitcoin. I'll explain about this transit in the second part of the video. Although we might see a small correction on the second and the third of the month, there are a few auspicious aspects, like also the 4th and the 5th. The Sun in Virgo makes a nice aspect to Bitcoin Sun, and I believe the price will start going up, but it doesn't look much that is going a lot higher. The price looks like it's going to go up until the 10th or 11th, because on the 12th, the Sun-Uranus opposition points out to sudden changes. There are many supportive aspects that show that although the price might drop, it's not going to be anything dramatic. There is a new moon on the 14th in Virgo, and most of the times the price of Bitcoin goes up before the new moon. Last August was an exception though. Until the 18th, the price looks like it's going to go maybe sideways, but around the 17th, 18th, until the 24th, we might see a short bull run, let's say. Things look really good. Have in mind that there is an ongoing angle with Jupiter and Venus this month. This usually lasts for a couple of days, but because Venus is going direct on the 4th, this will last almost for the whole month. And although these two planets point out to good times and opportunity, at the same time, they show excess. Excess in pleasure, in spending money, in having fun. I mean, it could be a really nice time. With Jupiter, more is better. Well, the important thing here is that you need to be careful with your handling of money. Well, not everything that shines is gold. You have to remember that. In the collective, the last part of the month, Venus makes difficult aspects to Uranus and Neptune, but also Saturn, plus Mars conjunction to South Node, the Moon node square to Pluto, and the full moon on the 29th, I believe, in Aries. These challenging times, I believe they continue also the first week of October. With Mars-Pluto challenging aspect, this could mean few things. Could mean end of peace talks, or even finding peace through an argument. Or it could also mean a change of directions. But with asteroid Lilith opposing Saturn, if you don't know Lilith, according to Christianity, Lilith was the first woman before Eve. She has a bad reputation because she did not want to be under Adam. In astrology, though, is considered a strong and independent woman. They don't tell me what to do kind. Probably the first feminist. But opposing Saturn in the middle of this could also mean a coup, something major against a leader of the government. But similar stuff, this uncertainty and the drop of the price, we also see that in Bitcoin's chart. Such transits, such in the opposition of Venus to Neptune, quincunx to Uranus, and more. Whatever the case is for Bitcoin, I'm still super optimistic for the news I told you in the beginning. Now let's look at a few highlights for September. I'm not going to go through each sign because I would like to keep the video short, and there are many astrologers who do a lovely work if you want to listen to your horoscope. But as I mentioned, the first week is intense because planets are stationary, and this is really big in astrology, which means the planets are not moving from our point of view. In reality, planets do not change direction or speed, but because we look at them from Earth and not from the Sun, that's the way they look to us. So Venus in Leo is stationary and turns direct on the 6th. Jupiter is stationary until the 8th, going retrograde, and Uranus turns direct on the 2nd. I was thinking the other day that Venus represents values. It represents valuable things, things we love in Leo. And going retrograde, Leo is the element of fire. We have 4 elements in astrology. We have water, air, earth, and fire. Fire is Leo. And going retrograde, I was thinking that this could also mean that from June until now, because of fires, a lot of valuable things that we love got lost or destroyed. There was a release, something bad. I also noticed that when Mars is in Leo, I think that was 2 years ago, we had big fires everywhere. Mercury, although retrograde, will go direct on the 16th or 17th, depending on your location. Mercury retrograde is not really bad. Just go easy with judging others and yourself for past mistakes. Of course, there will be some delays, or you may be over-analyzing things, but because Mercury in Virgo is all about improvement, health, and productivity, this is the best period to think ways to improve your daily routine, your health, and your work. And I'm saying that because it's the best time, because Mercury is making some really auspicious aspect during the first week. On the 5th, he meets with the Sun. He's going to be in the heart of the Sun, and that's called Kazimi. This point out to sudden realization on the 5th, or big news. You may find solution to an old problem, or it could be a major announcement, maybe that has to do with health matters. There are also many other aspects auspicious during the month, like the Sun Jupiter on the 7th and the 15th to Uranus. So even the last week, that looks challenging. Mercury's excellent angle to Uranus show that for any problem, there is a solution. On the 29th, the full moon in Aries, and with Mars ruling this moon and conjunct the South Node. Well, when I talked about this before, this is some kind of change and releasing. Maybe this has to do with a known person, a leader. Well, unfortunately, astrology does not give many names, but Putin and the Prime Minister of Barbados, Mia is her first name, are Libras, but we will see. That's it, guys. I hope you liked the video. You know that if you press the like button, which takes a second, you help my channel grow. If you realize, I answer all your comments, so send me a comment with ideas, questions. I would really like to hear from you. Thank you for being here, and I wish you a nice September. Take care. Bye.